What if I told you that there is a boy band in the Philippines that could rival some of the biggest boy bands in Korea, not just Korea, but the world? A group that's praised by their powerful vocals, their razor sharp choreography, and songs that carry messages about youth, empowerment and self-discovery. Their name is Bgyo, and if you haven't heard of them yet, trust me, you're going to. This group is on the rise. A lot of people are telling me, you've got to check them out, so I have checked them out. Today, we're deep diving into their story, who they are, how they came together, the music that made them the stars they are today, and why so many people believe that Bgyo is on the verge of something massive, and why people think they're going to be their next big thing. Section 1, the origins. How did they begin? Well, Bgyo didn't just appear overnight. That would be ridiculous. Their story begins with a project called Star Hunt Academy, which is a training program created by ABS-CBN in 2018. ABS-CBN is, I think, it's on my list for a future video because they come up all the time. That company must be absolutely loaded. Every single video on PPop that I do is just focused around ABS-CBN. It's crazy. Anyway, the goal of this academy is to build a homegrown Filipino idol system that could compete with the global success of K-pop. K-pop has been on the rise for years, and as I keep on saying, it is now P-pop's turn. P-pop is taking over with the help of academies like this one. Hundreds of hopefuls auditioned for this band, but only a few were chosen, and the few that are chosen go through years of training. It's not just about singing and dancing, but there's also training in personality development, discipline, and even fitness. Like, it's the thing about P-pop that constantly shocks me is that it's not just about singing and dancing like it is everywhere else in the world, but they need to be trained for like fitness levels, personality, how they come across. It's literally everything. So you know, when this band debuts and when they're presented to you, it is the most refined band you will ever see. It is so polished. It is a beautiful thing to withhold. Now with that, such like a structured thing also makes it very fragile. I always feel like if a band makes it past year 1, then you know they've got something. Then you know they've got chemistry and they've got the star power. But I'm getting ahead of myself. From this intense training regimen emerged 5 standout young men. And here we go. It is time for pronouncing names with Cameron. It has not gone over my head that if there's one thing the fans of P-pop hate the most with my videos, it is my mispronunciation of names and places. I cannot help it. I try my hardest, but terrible at like spelling and reading anyway. And then on top of that, you've got the fact that I have a thick regional accent, which, side note, BINI. Everyone told me I'm pronouncing BINI wrong. I'm not pronouncing BINI wrong. This is my accent. Exactly how it's said is how I'm saying it, BINI. I'm from Manchester. I got a Mancunian accent. My ne is like ne, BINI. That's just how it sounds. I'm going to pronounce these names for you. We've got Gello, Akira, JL, Miki and Nate. Let me know in the comments how terrible I did at that, and we'll swiftly move on to the next section. Each member brought something unique to the group. You've got this gentleman, the charismatic leader. You've got the one with soulful vocals and an acting background. You've got the powerhouse vocalist. You've got the rapper. You've got the youngest, known for the dancing skills and the energy. By late 2020, Bgyo officially debuted, representing the next step in the Philippines' push to put P-pop on the global map. 2020, that was 5 years ago. If you don't feel old now, well, I don't know what to say, because that was a long time ago. Their debut single was a song called The Light, and it wasn't just another pop track, it was a statement with lyrics about empowerment, resilience and finding your own strength. It connected with young people across the Philippines and beyond. An absolute banger of a song. The song's performance also set them apart. BGYO weren't just singing about empowerment, but they were embodying it. They had this kind of intense choreography and this world-class stage presence. Fans quickly noticed that BGYO wasn't just trying to be K-pop. They were uniquely Filipino, were embracing global idol standards. This balance made them stand out. Whew. Sorry, I think I kind of went off track there, but basically, at the time of the debut of a lot of P-pop groups in 2020, I find that a lot of them were trying to, because they were replicating the success of K-pop, a lot of them kind of became a parody of K-pop. A few of them separated themselves by being individuals, and especially just by being Filipino and saying, hey, we're inspired by K-pop, but we're Filipino. This was one of those groups. Then we get the rise of the popularity of BGYO. This is like 2021, 2022. Their first album ranked in the top 10 of iTunes charts, not just in the Philippines, but globally. And they became regulars on TV. They built a strong fan base, which they call the Aces. I also think it'll be a good idea for me to slowly, as I learn more and more about different P-pop groups, to start ranking the names of their fan bases and how cool I think they are. So far, I've got G22 and the Bullets on top. Aces, I feel like that's at the bottom, right? Sorry about that, but I feel like there's so much more to a name that you could have done. I don't know, but let me know if you're a proud ace and why you like being called Aces. Moving back to the story, one of their big moments was being included in Billboard's next Big Sound chart, highlighting emerging artists worldwide. For a Filipino group, this was huge. Their live performances and covers also spread on YouTube, showing off their versatility. They were starting to get more views, more listens, whether it was in English, whether it was Korean, whether it was Filipino. BGYO proved they could handle it all. They proved that they had massive versatility and they had the potential to be globally liked by homegrown Filipinos, by people all across the sea like me, a British dude living in England who can't speak a word of Filipino, could both enjoy the Filipino parts of the song and the English parts of songs. Then in 2022, BGYO released their second album, which was called Be Us, featuring tracks like Magnet. I found that the songs on this album really highlighted their versatility, which is what I was saying in the last section. This just amplified that. But beyond the hits, BGYO's music stood out for being international. Many P-pop and K-pop songs were about love and fun. BGYO's catalogue includes those, absolutely. Yes, it's got songs about love and fun, but it also leans heavily into messages, things like self-worth and possibility. It's good music for feeling good. It's the kind of music that some music just sounds good, right? But there's kind of carried a message, and that's great for a younger audience, and it's great for if you're feeling a little bit down on yourself and you want to listen to something to feel in a better mood. So what is it about this group? What is it about this band that's seemingly so important and separates them from the rest of the bands in the Philippines if it's not everything I've covered already? BGYO are more than just another boy band. Their rise to success represents something bigger. It represents the Philippines proving that it can produce world-class pop idols that can compete globally. Not just the girl groups that do really well in the Philippines, but boy bands as well. They've spoken in interviews about wanting to break stereotypes and to show that Filipino talent belongs on the international stage. They're not just talking, they are literally living it. Their fandom, the Aces, which once again, sorry, but I don't love the name, is incredibly active online, streaming their videos, boosting their music on Spotify, their trending hashtags. The digital energy is helping BGYO expand beyond the Philippines. I've spoke about this. My Two videos ago, I did a video about how nice the P-pop and K-pop fan base is, and they kind of do anything for the groups they love. And the BGYO group fan base just lifts them up so much, it's incredible to see. So this won't be a not so clueless video if we didn't talk about where they are now. After all, this band debuted 5 years ago. That's a very, in terms of music, that is a very long time. So where are they? Where are they now? Now, BGYO continues to release music that balances Filipino identity with global appeal. They've got the recipe for that down. They've collaborated with both local and international artists, they've performed at major events, and they've maintained a consistent presence on the P-pop scene. While they may not yet be at the scale of groups like BTS or Blackpink or SB19, which I'm currently doing a video about, don't worry, you are going to get that video. Their trajectory is undeniable. They're building something that could eventually reach that level, and they're doing it by staying true to themselves. For fans, BGYO's journey is proof that the Philippines is ready to claim its place in global pop culture. And for newcomers like myself, just discovering them, we're catching them at the perfect time. And not just that, but it's also the perfect representation to make us feel like it's a category worth exploring, the category being P-pop. So that's BGYO. 5 young men who went from being trainees in a local academy to being the faces of the new generation of Filipino pop music. But here's the real question: can BGYO take it global? Can they be as big and as well known as people like BTS were in places like the Western world, like in America, like in England? Do they have that potential? After discovering them for myself over the past week, I personally think they can, but I would love to know your opinion and whether you think they're going to be the band that does it for Filipino pop, or if you think there is another one that I should be listening to. Leave it in the comments. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate you.